I have a feeling this may be a little contentious. I keep seeing like highlights and clips of this live, and it seems like there are some not so happy reporters, and then the president's kind of coming back at him because they're saying weird stuff. So let's check it out. We're live. I think this is happening right now, like actually live right now. Yeah. Signing executive orders on September 19th.
Well, thank you very much. As you know, we passed the continuing resolution in the Republican House today. It was an amazing vote, actually. It showed we want to keep things going and going properly. It was good for a lot of reasons. The Republicans want to keep government open. But in the Senate, we have 53 Republicans total.
More news, yeah.
60 votes. That means we need Democrat votes. I want to thank Senator John Fetterman. He wants to keep the country open. We're doing so well as a country. We're doing probably better than ever before. If you look at the stock market and other indicators, we have tremendous investment coming in, record investment coming. Everything's going well, but the Democrats are unhappy about that because they don't want it to go well. I think they actually dislike our country greatly. So they want to shut down the country. They want to
Hold on.
have open borders.
I'm going to turn the volume up just a tad because it's not loud enough.
They want to stop the fighting of crime, where we've been very successful at the D.C., as you know.
There we go. Much better.
Washington, D.C. is it's a hot place right now. Everyone's having dinners. They're going out all over. There's very little crime.
Appreciate you, Iowa.
Numbers like this in many, many years. And other places. As you know, we're going into Memphis. We'll soon be going into Chicago. We've already had people out there.
They're already in Chicago, yeah.
The FBI's been there. We've brought the numbers down, but we're going to be bringing them down a whole lot.
They're going to Memphis, apparently.
I guess they want crime and we fight crime, and it's a pretty big difference. They want to have men play in women's sports. They want transgender for everybody. And if they don't get everything that they want, all
Trump
these
card,
things
I don't
that
know.
they want,
Oh, yeah, the Trump card, yeah.
They want to close our government down.
The gold card.
We're not going to let bad things happen to our country. We're not going to approve things that we shouldn't be approving.
Yeah, apparently you can
Yesterday,
pay
the
money
House
to become a
Democrats
citizen
voted
now.
against condemning the political assassination of Charlie Kirk. Who could vote against that? The condemning, all they're saying, please condemn the assassination of a human being. And they said, no, then we're not going to do that. Remember this, we had an election a very short time ago. Republicans won presidential. We won the popular vote by a lot. We won all 7 swing states. We won the Electoral College by a lot. We won most U.S. counties in a total landslide. So we won most. It's a very big statistic. We won the counties in a number that I don't believe has been hit before. 2,600 counties versus 525 counties for the Democrats. So the Democrats really should start respecting what takes place at the voter booth. In many cases, it's not a voter booth because they have mail-in voting, which is
Only $5 million for the platinum card includes being an American for 270 days.
And we have to
Interesting.
remember, when you win the election, elections have consequences. So
For a mere $5 million, you can become a citizen of the United
continue to
States.
Talk to the Democrats.
Outright. Skip the line.
You could very well end up with a closed country for a period of time.
$5 million.
And we'll
Bro, if I had $5 million, I would buy so much land and just build houses on it to live in. And I would build a gun range.
Which in many cases aren't very good things, will not be able to be paid. So we'll watch and see how they do with that. They'll have to handle their constituents pretty carefully.
Man,
We're proud to announce that we won the House.
so much money
We did fine in the Senate, but we need 60 votes.
for
So we
a,
have 53
a
senators,
pauper like me.
and we need 60 votes. That means the Democrats have to vote in the Senate And I don't think they will be voting. Now, what we are doing, we're really here today to talk about something else, which is the gold card.
The gold
Which
card.
is going to bring a lot of money into our country, which is going to reduce taxes and lots of other good things. But we'll save that for a little bit later. Why don't we do this first, and then we'll talk about the gold card. Okay? Any questions, Jeff?
Oh, here we go. Questions.
Your call this morning with
It was great. I had a great call with President Xi, and as you know, he
Oh, that's
approved
right.
the TikTok deal, and we're in the process. We have some
The
great
golden
investors,
ticket. Oh,
big-
gold card is
some of the
1 mil.
biggest, in the world, American investors, great people, and
God,
we
$1 million.
look forward to getting that deal
Seems
closed.
so unobtainable to somebody like me.
Well, I think so. I mean, when you say fully approved, I don't know what that means. We have to get it signed. I guess there could be a formality. I found his word to be very good. President Xi and I had a long talk. We talked for almost 2 hours.
Wow.
And, started at 8 o'clock
That is a long time.
in the morning.
For a processing
And,
fee,
I think it was a-
and
we
after
talked- we
DHS
talked about
vetting a
trade, we
$1
talked
million
about war, we talked
contribution,
about a lot of
receive
things.
U.S.
We talked
residency
about
in record time with the
Russia,
Trump gold
Ukraine,
card.
obviously, and Gaza. Talked about a lot of subjects. It was
Interesting.
a long call. It was a good call. We have a very good relationship. But the TikTok deal is well on its way, as you know, and the investors are getting ready. And I think China wanted to see it stay open, too. They wanted to see it. And I can tell you the young people in our country wanted to see it stay open very badly because, and if you take a look at my numbers, no Republican has ever done anything like we did. We got massive numbers of youth vote. And by the way, helped very much by Charlie Kirk. So Charlie was very much in favor of TikTok. He liked TikTok. And he said, you know, you should use it. And other people said that too. And I used it. And I don't know.
Hello,
I think I
Keegren.
set records. I set
Curse.
numbers that are phenomenal. We'll pass
Hello,
them out to you. And it had
Curse.
probably a pretty big
XO.
effect on the election because we won the election by a lot. So we are in a situation where in a little while, meaning a number of days, we'll probably, I don't know if you can make a deal with these people. I think these people are crazy. You know, again, anybody wants open borders and don't want to fight. They don't want to fight crime. They hate to fight crime. And in Chicago, last weekend, you had 11 people killed, murdered, and you had 28 shot. And those numbers have been pretty consistent all throughout a period of time, whether it was 4 people, 5 people, 6 people, 11 people, 12 people killed, murdered.
Yeah,
And
Chicago.
They don't want to.
Chicago's a little wild.
And it's not even much money, relatively speaking. It's very little. But we're going there anyway. It doesn't make any difference. We're going.
Hold on, let's see here. Let's see. I think it's called Hey Jackass. Hey Jackass. All right, let's see. Year to date, there have been 319 homicides in 2025 in Chicago. So far, I believe. In September, there's been 25 homicides. 109 people have been shot. Pfft, that's crazy, bro. But yeah, that's why everybody's talking about Chicago chipocalypse. Jesus. Okay.
Going to Chicago. We're going to Memphis next. And we're going to clean up the crime.
Oh my
in the city
goodness,
because
Curse.
We have to do that, okay?
My goodness. If Russia invades, wait a second. Hold on. Wait. With the gold card, can I get in early before the normal card? And do I get a parking spot with shade? That's a good question, Rotten Gamer Kids. I don't know. You'd have to ask him or somebody in the White House. If Russia invades Poland, Estonia, Lithuania, etc., will the war refugees have to pay $1 million? Oh, dude, I don't know what would happen with that. Let's knock on some wood. Let's knock on some wood.
We're going to have a very
Tom Rogers,
very
what's up?
tight control.
Sorry I missed all that. The ad was punctual. Oh, Jesus,
It's an
I'm sorry,
amazing
man.
thing that's been created. There's tremendous value with TikTok. And I'm a little prejudiced because I frankly did so well on it. You know, it got me numbers that nobody's ever even heard of before. So a lot
Numbers
of people
that
want it.
nobody's
The young
ever even
people this
heard
country
of.
Want it badly. The parents of those young people want it badly. And so we were
Often
able to
Legacy
work out a
Creed.
deal with China.
Hello.
And it's a very good deal for
How are you
us.
doing?
I hope it's a good deal for them.
Welcome in.
Would you accept a deal where China controls the algorithm of TikTok?
Well, it's all being worked out. We're going to have very good control. We have these are American investors, all of them. And they all love our country. They're all very well-known people, very famous people, actually, financially.
Wait, who's getting TikTok? That's the question I have. I want to know who is buying TikTok. Wow, there it is right there. Okay, according to Bloomberg, TikTok buyers include... Oh, nope. Okay, I don't want to subscribe Bloomberg. Not interested in that. I'm good. I am good. Maybe we'll do this. This will be probably good. Okay, TikTok deal to include new investors with ByteDance, Oracle to keep cloud agreement, sources say. Let's see. Congress passed a bill last year that would ban it unless the Chinese owner ByteDance divested it. Okay. The deal is supposed to close in the next 30 to 45 days, according to sources who asked not to be named because the details of the negotiations are confidential. As part of the agreement, Oracle will keep its cloud deal with the platform, the people said. I'm hearing it's actually going to be relatively small in terms of the size of the actual checks that are written for the entity itself, and it will not be something that is going to go public at some point. TikTok and Oracle did not immediately respond. Let's see. Commercial terms have been in place since March or April, but the Chinese put it on hold after Trump's, quote, Liberation Day tariff blitz. It looks like Oracle, maybe. Maybe. Who bought TikTok? Here we go. U.S. buyers. Okay. Potential buyers were Oracle, Silver Lake, and Andreessen Horowitz. Oracle is a software and cloud giant that has long been connected to TikTok as potential purchaser. Silver Lake and Andreessen Horowitz are both huge names in tech investing. It's worth noting that the companies and their leaders have connections with the Trump administration, which has obviously been closely involved with the potential deal. President Donald Trump even said he'd like Oracle co-founder Larry Ellison to buy it. Mark Andreessen, co-founder of A16Z, morphed into a staunch Trump supporter after years as a Democrat. That doesn't really have much to do with purchasing TikTok, but whatever. The potential deal has been long coming after threats of a ban. Well, it sounds like, it sounds like Oracle by the way it looks. Oracle or potentially Silver Lake and Andreessen Horowitz. Okay. Well, there's the answer. Oracle, a respectable company. Legacy is my friend.
And they'll have control of it.
Legacy.
And I want to thank President Xi because he was a gentleman, and we've just had a good relationship. And we wanted a lot of people in this country wanted to be open. And again, if it weren't open, maybe, I don't know. I think we won by so much it wouldn't have mattered. But we got a lot of votes. We got a lot of Republican votes from very young people. You go ahead, Jeff.
Thank you, sir. Russian jets entered Estonia's airspace today for 12 minutes. Do you see that?
Oh, yeah. That's a big deal.
Well, I'm going to have
Russian jets entered Estonian airspace for 12 minutes today. In case you weren't tracking, I didn't make any posts about it, but that happened today on September 19th of 2025.
to look at it. They're going to be briefing me in a short while, so I'll let you know about it tonight or tomorrow.
What's your take in general?
Well, I don't love it. I don't love it when that happens. It could be big trouble, but I'll let you know later. They're going to brief me in about an hour.
And a follow-up on Charlie Kirk. There's been a lot of talk about free speech this week. Do you see a difference between cancel culture and consequence culture?
The other two are investors. Pump and dump, baby. What's good, Slood?
I'm a very
going on,
strong
man?
person for free speech. At the same time, when you have networks where I won an election, like in counties, I guess it's 2,600 to 525. That's called landslide. A landslide times two. When you have that level of popularity or voter support, as I did in the last election, and yet 97 and 94%, different numbers. You see different numbers with different stats. But 97, 94, 95, 96% of the people are against me in the sense of the newscasts are against me. The stories are they said 97% bad. So they gave me 97. They'll take a great story and they'll make it bad. See, I think that's really illegal, personally. You can't have a free airwaves. You're getting free airwaves from the United States government, and you can't have that and say, and somebody that just won an election, and I had to go through this during the election. I think it's a miracle that I can win when 97% of the stories on the networks are
Sarah,
bad, or
what's
whatever
up?
it may be, whether it's 89, it doesn't matter. It's a tremendous number.
It's okay.
You know, and you report it
I
all
know.
the time, and it changes. But
There's
when
a
you
lot of
have
people
that
that
kind of
feel
a negative reporting,
similarly, I'm
fake
sure.
negative reporting, when they take a great story and they make it into a bad story.
How come
constantly,
Donald Trump
that's
didn't
what
buy
they do.
TikTok? I don't
Look,
know.
60 Minutes
I don't think he
took
could.
Kamala's answer.
I don't know if that
And
would
they
be
threw it out and they gave her
allowed.
a different answer so that she sounded competent. When
Just
things
playing
like
video
that
games?
happen, George
What kind of games you playing,
Slobodanoulis
Slood?
From your network, right? George Slobodanoulis had to pay $16 million to me because of what he said. And that's ABC. You had to pay more than that. Your network had to pay more than that. So I think it's very sad. But I think that reporting has to be at least accurate.
Helldivers and
At
Foxhole.
least accurate to an extent. Again,
Hello,
when
Jason.
somebody is
What's up,
given
dude?
97% of the stories are bad about a person, that's no longer free speech. That's no longer anything. That's just cheating. And they cheat. And they become really members of the Democrat National Committee.
Just
That's what
pumped
they are,
and
the
dumped and
networks,
gained no
in my
money,
opinion.
just two kids.
They're just offshoots of the Democrat
That'll happen
National
sometimes.
Committee.
That'll happen from some time.
President,
Go ahead.
Liam Cosgrove with Zero Hedge. People are still anticipating who your pick for National Security Advisor will be. They're worried Marco Rubio is a little overworked, and one of the reported frontrunners is Michael Anton from the State Department.
He's good.
He's just authored the National Security.
Yeah, Marco
Strategy,
Rubio
also
is
in
getting
Texas,
worked,
and
man. Getting
Russia
worked.
Well, they're all good. No, we'll make a decision soon. But we're doing very well.
Jason,
You know,
what's up,
settled
brother?
7 wars, more than that, I think. But actually, we settled 7 wars.
Jason, I'm just a regular person like you are.
Working on Gaza. It's
I'm
tough
no
one.
better than anybody in this
We'll
chat
get it
right now.
done somehow, and we're also working with
I just
Russia
spend too
and
much time on the
Ukraine.
internet.
They hate each other so much you wouldn't believe it.
And are you
President
considering-
Putin and President Zelensky, they hate each other to a level that you wouldn't believe. So they're having a little bit of a problem with that.
And are you considering Stephen Moran for Fed chair?
I hadn't thought of it too much.
Fed
He's doing
chair.
a great job. Just got approved. His vote.
Someone
was a
tell
very
me
good
about
one.
Ted Cruz. I don't
Fed
know
should have
much
done
about
more.
Ted
You know,
Cruz,
too late.
unfortunately.
Powell is terrible. He's terrible chair. I think he's just terrible. But despite that, we're powering through it. We have another record stock market today. We're
Genuinely don't.
very, very high levels, and we're at the highest levels. So we're setting records many, many days.
Often
during my
legacy creep. Why are you
administration, we
saying
set
sorry,
records, and,
auntie?
we'll see what happens with 50,000. 50,000 is a pretty big number. Never come close. We're not so far away from it. So
This live?
that's
Yeah, this
because
is
they see
live.
what's happening. Not so much what's happening exactly
Your local
right now, but they see all
alien.
the plants that are
I
being
appreciate
built.
you, man.
They say you see the
Mega
kind
Gunwolf,
of
what's good,
investment
dude?
that's going to be made when you take $17 trillion.
Yeah, Stereo Mike. Yeah, he's from Texas.
So Biden had
Talking about Senator Ted
250
Cruz.
billion, okay, or putting a simpler way, they had much
I appreciate
less
you,
than a
Chaotic
trillion,
Mongo. Thanks, brother.
but they had less than $1 trillion for 4 years. I have 17 trillion for 8 months. Nobody's ever
Ted
seen
Cruz
anything
thinks he
like
owns
it.
you?
And I think they're looking at that and they're saying when those
How'd you
plants
arrive
open
at
right
that
now, they're being
conclusion?
built, a lot of them, and some are starting over the next year. Takes a while, but we're getting fast permits. And when those plants
Yeah,
get
so if
built,
you're just joining now, he's getting ready to sign a bunch of executive orders. I don't know what the executive orders are, but I know that some of them are probably going to have to do with the gold card. That is going to be like, hey, you pay $1 million to the United States Treasury, and then they give you a free citizenship pass, essentially, as a way to provide more revenue for the economy. That's one of the things. I'm sure there's more.
I don't think there'll be anything like what we're going to experience. Yeah.
He's just answering press's questions and stuff right now, though.
Ted Cruz compared Brendan Carr to a mob boss, the way he's threatening television stations and saying it's absolutely dangerous for the government to determine which speech.
No,
is
they're
okay
selling
and not.
citizenship. Selling it.
Reaction to Ted Cruz.
I think Brendan Carr is an incredible American patriot with courage. You know, it used
Brendan
to be,
Carr.
I remember in the old days that
$1 million,
networks
bro.
would have to get licensed, relicensed, and it was always a big
1
deal.
million
You know,
plus
they
a
had to
thorough
show
background check,
honesty
yeah.
and integrity.
Probably.
When you have a network, again, I'll use the same numbers, whether
Your
it's
sister
90
needs it?
or 94 and 97, all different numbers. But
That's a
when
lot of
you have
money, dude.
networks that give somebody 97%
She's a
bad
beautiful
publicity,
Russian model.
94% bad
Oh.
publicity. I
The
think
background
that's-
check
I
would
think
be
that's
thorough for that.
dishonesty. And
Especially
you know, they
kind
get
of the way
free
things are now.
airwaves, right? You know that, right? You get them for nothing. These airways, they make millions and millions of dollars. The news makes millions of dollars. ABC, your network. I mean, your network
It's like
wrote very
20K.
badly
My
about
goodness.
me. They had to pay me $16 million.
Jesus.
I wasn't
You have a
looking
right
for that.
Brendan Carr has a right to.
No, I think
take away
Brendan
the
Carr is a
license.
patriot. I think Brendan Carr is a courageous person. I think Brendan Carr doesn't like to see the
Yeah, but if you're
airwaves
coming
be
from
used
Russia, they're gonna probably
illegally and incorrectly and
do some digging,
purposely, horribly.
got to make sure
Doesn't
she's not
like to see a
KGB.
person that won the election in a landslide get 97% bad publicity before the election.
Obviously
I
a
mean,
joke.
It's
I'm
amazing
not
that I
insinuating
won
that, but that's
the election
you know.
with that. But here's what happened.
She won USA Beauty
The
pageant.
people have
Oh,
given
nice.
the networks no credibility. They don't give them any credibility, John. If they
Tell your
did,
sister
they
I says hi.
wouldn't vote for me. They wouldn't have voted
LOL,
for me.
JK.
When you look at, I mean, you could also say the liberal media. The
Sarah,
liberal
you're Russian?
left.
Okay.
When you look at these stories and papers, but we're not talking about that. We're talking
Yeah,
about,
they're just-
I assume you're talking mostly
I mean,
about
you know
the
how things
networks.
are right now.
But they have a licensing procedure, and you can read it as well. They have to
They're
show
just gonna do dig. It'd be like if somebody
honesty and
came from
integrity.
China and was trying to pay the million to get the citizenship. They'd probably
take
do a
it-
big
when they take a good
dig into
well, I
it.
think the people decide. That's why I'm president. When they take a
So that means you
when they
decide
take a
whether-
great success,
Oh, you are an American citizen.
like you
Gotcha.
often do, and you make it into like it's a loser, or you put a negative spin on it. I don't think that's right. So I think Brendan Carr is a great American patriot. So I disagree with Ted Cruz on that.
Whoa, hey, one at a time, folks.
I'll be
One
in
at
New
a
York. I'll be
time.
making a speech. Yes.
Do they still have National Guard in DC?
many
Yeah, I
of
think
them.
so. I
Well,
believe
I'm
so.
meeting many of them. They're
$1 million
being set up.
for any citizen. Yeah, so Sarah, the thing that gold card you see in the back, the Trump gold card is here. That I believe is $1 million. It costs $1 million, and they do a background check on you, but it's like basically you're paying for citizenship and you skip the line. I believe that's how it works. Yeah, he was talking about the Jimmy Kimmel cancellation thing.
Nobody's done a better job than I've done in world peace. Nobody's settled so many wars as I have. You know, I've
It's
been
expensive.
here probably a little bit more than 8 months, and I've settled
Quite
7.
expensive.
And that doesn't include the destruction of a vast potential nuclear disaster in Iran, which we wiped out totally. As I say, obliterated. We obliterated it. It's been turned right with this beautiful plane right here. We just
What
ordered
video
some
games
more
are we
of them, by
playing
the way.
tonight?
The B-2 bomber. Just ordered
Probably
some more.
Helldivers.
The more updated
I would
version.
say
Not that we
more
needed
than
that.
likely, because that way we can
Just
play
keep
with my
it playing,
brother
'cause it
and
was
other
so
people.
Flawless. These pilots flew 37 hours flawlessly. Not an engine problem, not a screw, not a bolt came
Hail
loose.
divers.
It was an amazing.
The Trump Platinum
compare
Card will
that
allow
to
individual
many years
applicants to
ago,
reside in the
Jimmy
United
Carter,
States for
same-
up to 270
same
days per
country.
year without being subject to
The
tax on
helicopters
non-U.S.
and problems
income.
And the prisoners and the hostages.
Wow.
And what a mess.
Interesting.
No, these planes
Does the
flew
ticket work as a free
37
pass? These
hours
are important
without a
questions.
stop.
I don't
They
know.
fueled up. We had 52 tankers fueling the planes along the way. It was an incredible.
He's talking about
and
the
every
bombing of
single
the
bomb that
Iranian
is
nuclear
launched, and then
facilities.
We fired 30 of them.
Has
from
Stick caught up in
submarine-
push-ups
from
yet?
a
I don't know.
submarine.
We can ask him when we get on.
What a job that was. And
Got to
I don't
re-download
even
it to get
include
the
that.
Halo
That
gear.
stopped a
It's
war.
worth
That
it.
stopped maybe a catastrophic.
Do I think Trump will
war.
get that airfield in Kabul?
So, you know. So
Yeah, I
think
don't
that
know.
Nobody has ever done anywhere near that. Now,
As far as the airfield, the Bagram Air Base airfield, that your guess is as good as mine as far as that's concerned. And the main reason being is because the Taliban do not want us there. But I think if there's like a exchange happening, he may try to, like, the administration may try to make it, like, cut a deal with them to be like, hey, we'll provide you with A, B, and C if you allow us to occupy this base again, just because of the strategic location, the strategic importance of the location. But again, like they've been talking about it. Wall Street Journal confirmed that the administration is considering doing this, but I don't know if the Taliban are going to be interested in what's the word for it? Accommodating that. So we'll see.
On top of that, we're working very hard to get Russia-Ukraine settled. We'll see what's going to happen there.
I think it's to promote foreign millionaires to move here and do business here, I guess.
He really would like to see it done also, and I think he's going to work with us.
And bring money into the United States.
What was your message to President Xi?
Yeah, I heard about Asmongold's dad.
Well, it's the same
Rest
as
in
his
peace.
message to me. He would like to see it done. He would like.
That's
to
got to
see
be
it.
rough
I believe
because
he
his
would like
dad
to
died
see
of
it.
pancreatic
I
cancer,
do believe.
which by the way, pancreatic cancer, I've known a few people who've passed away from that, and apparently that is one of the most excruciating forms of cancer people can get for some reason. I don't know why. But yeah, Asmongold's father passed away, so rest in peace to him, and condolences to Asmon for what he's going through right now, because I know that he's dealing with some significant grief, and he's probably having a hard time right now. So that's a significant loss, losing one's parent. You know, I don't care how old you are. So
These 2 wars that you were talking about, Gaza and Ukraine,
under the table deal, we did help release Taliban prisoners for Afghani prisoners. Yeah, I don't know.
Do you plan to
We'll see.
any kind of red
PBJ
line
Namnan.
countries in
Yeah, I
the
know,
Senate?
man.
Well, we're going
You
to
are
see.
frustrated with Putin.
Yeah.
Are you also frustrated?
We have
That's
a long
that's a
time to
rough
go
one.
before I get up and speak at the UN, because every day is a long time when it comes to Gaza and it comes to Israel and the Middle East. So we have a long time
fair.
to go, but
Every day is
You know a lot of my
excruciating for
opinions,
what's
and
going on over there.
remember this, you can't forget October 7th either. People are forgetting October 7th. They forget it too quickly. That was one of the worst days in world history. It was the most evil attack that I think you could really say babies
Yeah, his
were
dad was a good
involved,
guy.
Little babies were involved. And having their heads chopped off.
He was a good
all
man.
of the things that took place. You can't forget that. I don't forget that. A lot of people
You can tell
do,
how
but I
much he
don't
loved
get
his
that.
dad. For
Go ahead,
sure.
please.
What goes into retaking Bagram? Does that require brutality?
I can only imagine what he's going through right
We'll
now.
see what happens with Bagram. We're talking to Afghanistan. It should have never been given up.
Oh, here it is.
It was the most embarrassing day in the history of our country. There was no reason to give it up. I was leaving
Talking about Bagram.
Afghanistan. I was leaving. I was the one that got it down to 5,000 soldiers, but we were going to keep Bagram, the air base. I said it yesterday, and we had an incredible trip, as you know, to UK, and I said it during the press conference. It's one of the most powerful runways ever built in terms of weight, length, and load, what it could take, and we just gave it up for nothing. We gave it up for nothing. There was no reason to give it up. We weren't going to leave Bagram. And Joe Biden didn't know what he was doing. We had a man that.
I
didn't
am
know what he was
Lord.
doing.
I'm
We had a
sorry.
man, by the way, that
It's not my fault.
didn't approve. If you take a look at what's happening in Congress.
I am Lord. If you have Prime, if you have Amazon Prime, you can subscribe to one account for free, and then you don't ever have to watch ads again. Just saying, it's just an option.
We had a man.
Bro,
that
pancreatic
signed
cancer
everything
sounds
with almost
awful. Yeah.
everything with an auto
Yeah.
pen. And he didn't tell the people.
I've only ever
the
heard of
auto
people
pen
talking
whoever
about it,
was
and they said
using
it's the most
it. One man that used
excruciating
it
cancer, like
predominantly
type of cancer
said that Biden only spoke to him twice, and it was
outside of leukemia. Leukemia, like, is basically like cancer of the blood. Yeah, no problem, Lord. Just trying to help out. You can sub to one free person. You don't ever have to watch ads ever again if you're sub to that person that you're watching.
only about the weather. Okay, it was about nothing. So those pardons that he gave are illegal. He gave illegal pardons, and that includes a congressman that destroyed and deleted all the information from J6. They deleted everything because it turned out that they were wrong. It turned out that I offered 10,000 National Guard or soldiers, whatever they wanted, and you wouldn't have had a problem. And they turned it down. Nancy Pelosi turned it down, and the mayor of Washington, D.C. turned it down. They deleted everything, and they destroyed it, illegally destroyed it. And Biden gave them a pardon. And Biden gave a lot of other people pardons that,
Oh, he's talking about the
frankly, would be in
pardons.
jail if it wasn't for those pardons. But those pardons now are illegal.
Yeah, I think leukemia is like cancer of the
according to just
blood.
about every-
It's like blood.
On Letitia James,
Just so we have, just because I want to make sure. I want to make sure I'm not wrong. Yeah, so leukemia is a type of cancer that affects the blood and bone marrow. It occurs when white blood cells, which normally fight infection, become abnormal and multiply uncontrollably. So that is like, that's almost a death sentence, you know, and like pancreatic cancer is one of the most deadly forms of cancer too, but leukemia is like, it gets into your bone marrow. It gets into your blood. Like, dude, I don't like. I had one of my great aunts had leukemia, and she passed away. Like, it is a brutal, brutal form of cancer. But
are you disappointed that the U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of Virginia has
yeah,
not
cancer's
prosecuted
awful, dude.
Letitia James? Do you intend to fire him?
Well, we're going to see what happens. I am not following it very closely.
P-for
It looks
tumor
to
is
me
bad
like
as
she's
well.
very
Yeah, I
guilty of
guarantee it.
something, but I really don't know. I know that the U.S. Attorney from the Eastern District, or from that district,
Crushed by a
Virginia,
truck earlier this
that he
year.
was, approved
Jesus,
by two
dude.
Democrat senators.
Are you
who, in my
have you
opinion,
recovered?
are among the worst. And when I learned
D Money,
that
what's up,
two
dude?
Senators, Democrats, because
Yeah, they're signing some executive orders today, so I wanted to see what those were.
A Republican to get somebody approved. If you have one senator that's a Democrat because of an old custom, it's not a law; it's a custom. It's a ridiculous custom. But if you have a Democrat senator, you have to get that senator approved. Well, in this case, we had two. When I saw that he got two senators, two gentlemen that are bad news as far as I'm concerned. When I saw that he got approved by those two men, I said, pull it, because he can't be any good.
So you're on fire. You want him out?
Just lost my
Yeah,
uncle
well,
last year.
when
Second
I
time he
learned
got
that,
it, and then it just spread
he was
everywhere, and he gave up.
blue-slipped
Yeah, dude. I mean, it's,
two Democrat
that's the problem. It's
senators
so
in Virginia,
deadly because once it gets
people
into your
that would,
blood, dude, and it spreads
never
through your
vote.
blood,
The
it just
people
can
that haven't voted for
metastasize
us
all over
for
your entire body, and it's just
probably
like
years. Okay, probably years.
you're. I
in
mean,
my
there's,
opinion,
you don't
two
have
bad guys.
a chance.
You know, they are Warner and Kane. Two bad guys, bad senators too. They
Game
do a
Revenge, where
terrible
that
job
particular
for the
cancer
people of
puts
Virginia.
enzymes into the
But
blood,
when I
making
saw that
certain
he got
systems go
approved by these
haywire.
two terrible people that haven't voted. They just don't vote, no matter what
Yeah,
it
it's
is.
not good.
We could give them the greatest deal ever, and they still wouldn't vote. And they voted for this guy. And I have other people, judges, and I have U.S. attorneys from other states where I have the same situation, and they can't get approved. So when I learned that they voted for him, I said, I don't really want him. Okay.
Mr. President, have you seen
Man, those press.
Have you seen the polling, the Gallup poll out of Ukraine that shows 23%, less than a quarter of Ukrainians actually support continuing the war against Putin? We saw the European leaders come here and try to say the world is united for the war effort, but Ukrainians have war fatigue themselves.
Well,
Have you
I
seen
don't
the polling?
blame
What are
them.
your thoughts on it?
I don't blame them. It's a war that never should have started. It's a war that never would have happened. If I were president, that war never would have happened, ever. That's a disgrace that that war happened. And they're losing anywhere from 5,000 to 8,000 people a week on that war, which is the worst since the Second World War. That's a war that
Mostly I was riding home on my bike the night of
would
the
have
Super
never
Bowl.
happened. And it didn't
Got
happen for
T-boned
4
when
years.
some
I
kid
was
blew
here, it
through a
didn't
red
happen.
light.
Go ahead.
Jesus.
Cutting funding, even promises made by the Biden administration.
Well, we're not spending any money on the war. You know, we're being paid for.
I'm sorry to
everything
hear
we
that,
said.
Slood.
Unlike Biden, he gave him
That's awful.
$350 billion, and it was shocking.
It's a war
We're
that
not,
will never end.
spending
I
any
hope
money
it
on the war.
does.
The war is,
I think we should
being
all
funded
hope that
by
it does.
NATO.
It
NATO
needs
is
to.
buying our equipment. In fact, I don't want to make money on that war. I don't want to, but we are actually making money on that war because they're buying our equipment, as you know. But NATO, as you know, it's very important, is funding the entire thing. They're paying for the missiles, for the tanks. They're paying for anything that's sent over there.
It
goes
needs to
NATO,
end.
And then NATO does what they want with it.
Could have
In
been a
this
lot
case, I
worse,
guess
bro.
they
I'm
give it
chilling.
to
Well, I'm glad to
Ukraine.
hear that, man.
It's a very sad war.
Yeah, that
It's a
certainly
war that
could have been a
never
lot
should have
worse.
happened.
100%.
Go
I
ahead,
mean, you're
Chris.
like, I mean, you're lucky to be alive. You know what I mean? Like getting hit on a motorcycle.
A what?
Dangerous, man.
Well, we're going to announce it. Are you talking about TikTok? Yeah, we're going to announce it. But it's a great deal for our country. It's a great deal for all of the young people in the country that wanted it, and people generally. I was happy with it. Look, I wasn't a fan of TikTok, and then I got to use it, and I became a fan, and it helped me win the election in a landslide. So I think that it's a deal that's going to be great. And it's also controlled by very powerful and very substantial American people. By the way, all American people. Yeah, please, behind. Go ahead, please.
President, question from Newsmax. Last year, before you took office, there was an estimated 6.8 million men not actively seeking work of prime working age. So if you and Secretary Lutnick could talk about the efforts your administration is taking to help our American gentlemen get back to work.
Yeah, well, what we're doing is they're building plants all over the United States.
She was asking like what the administration is going to do to help American men to get back to work, because apparently like 6 million men last year were not working in the country, or something, men of working age or something like that.
And frankly,
that's what she said.
The tariffs were taking in trillions of dollars.
Made a lot of friends with the other patients while I was recovering. Old folks in their end days, they kept me in good spirits.
Ripped us off for years, like nobody's ever been ripped off before. They're now having to pay up.
Yeah, it helps with perspective for sure, being around people that are that old.
America, and we're reducing taxes with that money.
Yeah, I guarantee you learned a lot while you're there during that period of time.
We were never able to do before. So it's you're going to have a lot of jobs. The jobs are being created right now, and the tariffs are protecting our country. And we didn't use, tariffs were used against us, but we didn't use them against others.
You're around old people too, Sarah?
We're really better at it than anybody else, and we will have taken in trillions of dollars. Nobody's ever seen anything. Even people that were against the tariffs, now they see the way they're working. And by the way, with no inflation, with no problem, we're just building up cash, and
I would agree.
We're using that cash.
Old people are usually chill,
taxes,
for the most part.
Reduce debt, and other things. It's a great thing to watch. And your honest reporters are saying they've never seen anything like what's happening. Our country is becoming very rich again, only because
trying to get
of tax.
adopted.
If we didn't have it, if I didn't get elected, this country would be. It was a dead.
You were trying to get out of there pretty quick because other people needed your room.
Country a year ago, and now we're the most successful, most vibrant country anywhere in the world.
I'm sure they filled the spot immediately.
Nice to see you. You look good on television. Good.
Tonight, in a few minutes, Steve Bannon will appear on my show.
Good.
He floats the idea that you should dual hat Secretary of Treasury Scott Bessent, not only as Treasury Secretary, but as interim Fed chair. Would you be willing to entertain that?
In other words, you like Scott.
Yes, sir, very much.
So do I. And I like Steve, too. Okay?
Would you like to see that? Him dual
Well, it's
hat?
certainly an interesting dual. We could save a little bit on salary. I think I could maybe make a deal where we just give him one salary. I have a couple of them.
I don't think you need
I have Marco. No, I don't think so. And we have Marco who's got about 3 positions, right? He's doing great.
They're always ragging on
no, I don't
Marco
think
because
he's
he's got
doing
3
this.
different
Actually,
billets and
I
jobs,
went to
basically.
Scott, and I talked to him about that position, and he loves what he's doing right now. So, he's not in the mix because he loves being secretary.
I don't know the demographics of the 6 million that the reporter was quoting. Have no idea. She didn't provide any of that information, unfortunately.
Well, I'm going to have to look at some of them. As you know, it's sort of a semi-local election. I've been watching it. I've been seeing the ads.
I would appreciate it as a Virginia voter.
Who do you like of the group? Who do you like?
The whole ticket, sir.
All of them? You like them? All right. Well, I'll take a very strong look. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not
I'll
sure.
give a look.
Secretary Kennedy's panel on vaccine changed its broad.
Put them in the military, says Sarah.
Today.
Let's see if I can find anything on that. How many men of working age do not hold jobs in America? See if that pops up with anything. Okay, so in August 2024, about 10.5% of prime age men ages 25 to 54, or roughly 6.8 million men, were not in the labor force, meaning that they were neither working nor looking for work, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Doesn't say anything about demographics. Maybe there's something in here that says. I mean, I guess the demographics don't really matter. It's just men in general. Yeah. Doesn't look like it says anything. Well, yeah, she was roughly on point. I think she said 6 million, but it wasn't quite that.
Are you comfortable with that change, or would you like to see?
I'm a stay-at-home dad, so I count as that percent gun bunny.
Well, the vaccines, according to a lot of people,
nothing wrong with that.
Look at charts, have had a tremendous, Operation Warp Speed. It was, just according to just about everybody, was one of the greatest things that any president has ever done in this country. So we're very proud of it. I'm very proud of it.
There is a possibility they are not near where the opportunities are. Example, the work is in Louisiana, but the vast majority are in Ohio or something.
All of the research
Could be.
done. So I don't know exactly what the final
We get the stats today.
determination is, but I had the vaccine. I was very happy with it. Here I am, right? Here I am.
I'm in that count right now.
Bobby Kennedy seems to be
Sorry, it's
undoing
Lou. You have an
what he did.
excuse.
No, I put him in there because
You're
I
recovering.
want to have opposite views. That's okay. I think we're going to have something very, very big coming up soon on autism. Autism is totally out of control, and one of the
Ghost
biggest,
jobs.
one
I
of
don't
the
know what
most
that means.
important things that, in my opinion, I had to do is to see what's going on with autism. And we're going to have a news conference early next week on autism. And I think you're going to see some things that are amazing that we've learned.
I haven't heard of
that
ghost
somebody else
jobs.
wouldn't have learned. It's out
Is
of
it like a
control.
job where you
Autism
hunt
out
people?
of control.
Like haunt
And
houses?
I think we maybe have the reason why.
But is Bobby going
Hired on to act like you're a ghost?
Well, I don't know. He's saying for older people. Yeah, he's saying for older people. A lot of people agree with that. And
Oh, fake
but,
jobs. Gotcha. Okay.
I can tell you this: Operation Warp Speed.
I can see that.
One of the greatest things a president has ever done for this country, and you can say the world, because when we came up
Curse,
with that
did you just
vaccine,
clip that?
The whole world opened up. But I put Bobby there as somebody that will go either way. And I want the facts, but I also look at facts from Pfizer, where they spent a lot of money, and the other drug companies, they spent a lot of money on
Ooh, I'm
finding out the
unemployed.
results after the fact. The results were amazingly good.
And the update on that Marine who needed a kidney transplant? Oh, yeah. I'll make a video about that update on the Marine with the kidney transplant. We got some good news for it.
I'm wondering if you've seen the video put out by former Israeli hostages addressed to you. One is a widow of one that died, and these are people who were freed thanks to you. But they're actually encouraging you to force a ceasefire, force Netanyahu to a ceasefire. And they didn't address it to him because they think you're the one who might actually listen to them and get it done. They're worried that the hostages who are still there are more at risk if the war continues.
Well, they might be. They also maybe.
Yeah, it's an
they'll be
entrepreneur
free
that-
because of that.
Luke,
you
it's
never
like
know.
one of those
With war, I'm
entrepreneurs that
saying
just sell.
war,
They
a lot
sell.
of strange things happen. Results take place
What's it
that you
called?
would never
They
think
sell like
were
my
going to
5-point,
happen.
my 10-point strategy.
As you know, I was
Buy
able
my
to get
buy my
most of the
book
hostages out.
or whatever
We're
it
down to
is. You know,
20, and we
you know
have
those guys,
32
those entrepreneurs.
dead people. You know that. We have 32, maybe more, 38, but between 32 and 38 people that were dead, mostly young people. And I've dealt with some of the parents, and we got all our Americans out, as you know, but now we're talking about mostly Israelis.
Yeah, we still got
But I dealt
hostages.
with parents. I spoke to parents.
That's
and
just crazy.
they
There are
want the
hostages that
body
have been
of
in
their
Gaza
son.
since
Believe it, almost all
2023.
cases sons, but they want the body of their cherished, beautiful son. They want
A
the
lot
body
of them,
back
I
as
believe,
much
are
as-
deceased,
as
and they're
though
just
he were
maintaining
alive.
their corpses.
It's
Like,
so sad to see. But
Crazy.
I dealt with the mothers and fathers. Please, sir, please, the body of my son. They know he's dead, and they just want him back.
That's
They
awful.
want him back as much as though he's alive. I mean, it's very terrible.
yeah, they believe a
And,
lot of
we
those.
have
They have a
very close
belief
to
that a lot
40
of the
bodies
hostages that were taken
are
on
included
October
in
7th
the
of 2023 are
But we have
deceased,
20,
and they're
probably
just not
20 that are
releasing the
living. It
corpses.
might be a little bit less because a couple of things. Look, young people don't die. Okay, they just don't die. They can take a lot, but a lot of people died in these horrible.
I'm also thinking there could be skills
tunnels,
gap that
mostly in the
we may
tunnels.
need to put
I
time
know a
in.
lot about it. I got them out.
Hard to put people in factories nowadays
I
when the
always said
minimum
the last
requirements
20, when you
involve
get down to the
MATLAB
last
and
10 or
graphical
20,
software.
it's
Yeah,
gonna be very tough.
it's true.
It's a nasty situation. You can't forget.
Yeah, those
October
guys,
7th.
people peddling their
But it's a
organic
nasty
hand soap
situation,
and
terrible. It's a terrible
On
thing.
Gaza,
their organic bubble gum.
this week that Israel committed genocide in Gaza. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I haven't
I mean,
seen that.
yeah,
looking at it.
I don't know how Israel hasn't
Did
struck them with their
anybody commit
strikes this
genocide
fluid.
on October
Yeah, I mean,
2nd?
I don't know either. I don't know if they have or not. There's a possibility.
Genocide.
They've been conducting
at the
a
highest
lot of
level.
strikes.
That was
I don't know.
murder, genocide.
There's no way for. I don't think there's any way we could
Little
tell.
babies were chopped in half.
And in Gaza?
Arms were cut off people. Heads were cut off people. That's genocide. That's genocide also, I guess, right?
What do you think of
President,
this?
on TikTok, you referred to getting a fee from that deal. What?
Well, it hasn't been.
Either way, the whole
negotiated.
situation over there
We'll
is
get
just
something from
brutal.
the
That
standpoint that, we
I
worked
don't know-
hard, we
I
put
don't
up a
know
lot, we spent a lot of money.
what they could do to stop it at this point, unless Hamas gave up all of the hostages.
It's a very, very big deal. It's a
I
very
don't know if there's
powerful
any
deal.
other way that
And the United
they would be able to
States really-
convince Israel
I
to
see
stop
it.
their.
People were saying, save TikTok.
their
save
assault,
TikTok." So many
know?
people. It's a big thing. And, China can be very proud that they were able to get that started. And so I very much appreciate President Xi's working with us on that. Very much.
The thing is still up there.
What's next after designating Antifa?
Well, we have others that we're going to designate.
What's up, Mr. Trench?
We're going to look at the people that funded Antifa, see who they
Oh,
are,
yeah.
where they came from, and why
They're
they
gonna
did.
find out who's
Have
funding
you seen
Antifa.
Portland at all? If you take a look what's happening in Portland, it's I mean, this has been going on for years. It's just people out of control and crazy. We're going to stop that very soon. We have to get rid of a couple of other problems first. We're going to get rid of the problems in Memphis where you can't even walk a block without getting shot. We're going to get rid of the
Yeah,
problems
Memphis
in
is
Chicago.
dangerous,
Chicago's a
bro.
great city, and we have to
Memphis is
save
for
it.
sure dangerous.
We have to save it. I told you I had the head of the Union Pacific Railroad in my office, and I said, so what do you think? You go to every city. You have railroads in every. You ought to
Yeah,
do this
Iranian
railroad,
intelligence
beautiful
funds
railroad.
must.
He's a
Well,
great
Iran
guy.
in general.
I said, what do you think? He said, sir, save Chicago. Don't let it go down. Save it. The way he said it was so meaningful to me. It was so it was like terrible. In a way, it was terrible. Save Chicago. Who would ever think that we'd be sitting here talking about saving Chicago? Chicago's a great city. They have a terrible mayor. Terrible. He's at like 5% approval rating. He's an incompetent person. They have an incompetent governor, in my opinion. He's incompetent. 11 people get shot, and he says crime isn't a good shot. I mean, they're losing 4, 5, 6 people a week getting killed.
I think
by
that's kind of what
bullets,
they're doing, Luke.
by knives. And then he says how wonderful it is, Chicago. So
They're just kind of
it might be wonderful.
letting
for
them do
him.
their thing.
I think they're afraid. Look, he's not a stupid guy. I really believe they're afraid to say, politically, I guess, from an ideology standpoint, from a democratic standpoint, he's afraid. He is afraid to say
That's pretty cool, Hornet.
the fact that they have a very unsafe, very dangerous city. He should say,
We need more people in
"I'm gonna
STEM.
call
So
President Donald Trump.
it's a highly
and I'm
needed
gonna ask
job
him to
field.
Send in the troops, to send in the National Guard and clean this hellhole up. Because Chicago can be a great city again.
Who's that
I'll
walking
tell
in
you
the
what,
background?
Washington, D.C. is a great
Probably
place
Secret
again.
Service.
It's booming, and the restaurants are booming. And 6 months ago, 7 months ago, nobody could go outside. And even just walking around the White House, people here are thanking me for what I've done. They're thanking me. They're saying thank you. And I almost know what they mean because they can walk to work. And even when they took Uber and they took other forms of transportation, they felt unsafe
Yeah, this
because the car
conflict
was
started
hijacked while they're
way,
in there.
way,
They
way
take the
back in the
car,
day. Yeah.
and it's being hijacked as they get into the car, and they did that for safety. And now we have a safe place. We've taken 1,500 people out of career criminals have been taken out of Washington, D.C., and we weren't very nice about it. And you
It's JD Vance looking for the red Diet Coke button.
What do you think of that rail merger? Did you discuss it with?
I don't have any
I did
desire to
discuss
work in
it.
politics
I
ever.
I don't want to make
I
a
am
comment
good.
on it, but Union Pacific.
I want to live out in the middle of the
Railroad,
mountains, far, far
and,
away from people, and
railroad
shoot guns
that
and
had a
go
mistake
and have
and
my
a
own home
place very
gym.
Close to my heart, A lot of people say that.
That's what I want to do.
That was a place where I got off to a very good start.
Can't afford that yet,
Rough
but one
thing
day,
that happened.
maybe.
Well, they're trying to buy
if I'm
that
lucky.
railroad that had the
Yeah,
problem.
mountain life is for me, man.
It sounds good to me.
Have
to
a
be
bald
honest
eagle
with
for a
you.
pet,
Sounds good to
you know.
me. I'm a very big fan of the
Have a bunch of dogs and
the head of
cats.
the railroad, the head of the Union Pacific.
Some chickens.
He started as a
Maybe some
very
goats.
low on the totem pole. Started his job very low and became the chairman of the company over a 45-year period. But I asked him about different cities. He said,
Yeah, I don't know.
St. Louis and
Severie.
stuff. Which, he sort of stops at
Let's see.
many of them.
New
New Orleans.
Jason, I'm
We have
not
to say
sure.
New Orleans.
I would imagine so, though. We have a lot of companies
We're
that
gonna
do
be going
business there
into
in
New
general.
York, too. Yeah.
Mr. President,
And we're going to be going in quiet. You're really obnoxious.
I'm not obnoxious, but I'm trying to ask you, what about your plans
You are
for
really
Memphis?
obnoxious.
I'm not obnoxious, but I
Okay.
am asking, what are your
Okay.
plans for Memphis? Many people
I'm
want
not going to talk to you until I call on you.
What are your plans
So,
for Memphis?
who else? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to. You said that you restored free speech in America.
Whoa,
Is that free
bro.
speech including for people who are harshly
Whoa.
critical of you, for your political opponents, for people who say things you don't
I've
like?
become immune to
Bro.
I've become immune to. There's never been a person that's had more unfair
Damn.
publicity than me, and that's why your network paid me.
Yo, you're talking to the- I mean, like, okay.
$16 million, I believe, to be exact. George Sloppett.
All right, I get it. They're reporters. They're trying to get a story. They want to get something, and they want to be able to ask a question. She hasn't had a chance, and he's like, stop, and she's like, oh man, you don't want to snap back. It doesn't matter who the president is, bro. Like, oh man.
And that's why CBS paid me a lot of money too, and that's why I sued. the
Oh,
New York
she's probably
Times
so
2 days
embarrassed
ago
right
for a
now.
lot of
She's
money.
probably like, oh
Because
man.
I'm winning. I mean, I'm winning the cases, and the reason I'm winning is because you're guilty, John. You're guilty. ABC is a terrible.
Everybody
network,
knows
a
what
very
Trump,
unfair
like the
network,
president's
and you should be
personality is.
ashamed
Like,
of
you
yourself.
can't.
NBC is equally bad. I don't know who's worse. I think they're equally bad. And for you to stand there and act so innocent and ask me
You can't,
questions like that. But look,
You got to be
you paid
respectful
a
in
big
there. Or you're
price
just gonna piss him off.
because you were dishonest,
You know?
John. The reason I won that lawsuit was because you were dishonest. You were proven to be dishonest, and so you can't sit back and just say, "Oh, well, what do you think?" Like you're some wonderful person.
It'd be
You're
tough.
not a wonderful person. Frankly, you're a terrible reporter. You know it, and so do I. Okay.
Oh, what?
Here's what we're going
What?
to do.
What just happened?
Here's
Hold
what
on.
we're going to do. We're going to talk about
He just said you're a terrible reporter.
what we're going to do. You were proven to be dishonest. And ask me a question like that. But look, you paid a big price. Exact, George Sloppodopoulos. And that's why CBS paid me a lot of money, too. And that's why I sued the New York Times 2 days ago for a lot of money. Because I'm winning. I mean, I'm winning the cases. And the reason I'm winning is because you're guilty, John. You're guilty. ABC is a terrible network, a very unfair network, and you should be ashamed of yourself. NBC is equally bad. I don't know who's worse. I think they're equally bad. And for you to stand there and act so innocent and ask me a question like that. But look, you paid a big price because you were dishonest, John. The reason I won that lawsuit was because you were dishonest. You were proven to be dishonest. And so you can't sit back and just say, "Oh, well, what do you think?" Like you're some wonderful person. You're not a wonderful person. Frankly, you're a terrible reporter. You know it, and so do I. Okay. Here's what we're going to do.
He's just straight roasting people today. He's not having it. Not having it at all today, man.
Here's what we're going to do. We're going to talk about something that's going to reduce our taxes greatly. That's going to hopefully bring some great people into our country. As you know, right now nobody's coming in because we've succeeded in closing. We've closed
He's
the border.
straight
very
wrecking,
successfully.
just
I think
cooking
you'll
people,
agree.
dude.
We had nobody come in for the last few months. I mean, it was actually said zero. Even I can't believe zero. But
Nut chewing
the numbers are put
ASMR, I'm
out
sorry.
by very impartial people or people that have a tendency to be on the left. And they actually said for the last 3 months, nobody came in. We have a very strong border.
No peanuts
It's
for
a
the
closed
trolls in the
border.
peanut
People are
gallery.
coming into our country, but they're coming in legally. It's a beautiful thing to watch. But we are doing something where rather than coming into the border, 25 million people came into our country during Biden. One of the saddest things. The worst thing, look, he was horrible in inflation. He was horrible in just about everything you could be. I don't think he was good on. He wasn't even fair on anything. It was a horrible administration. He was the worst president in the history of our country. and we have to mop it up. The hardest thing that we have to do is to get rid of the criminals that he allowed into our country from prisons, from mental institutions, gang members, drug dealers.
You know,
And
he's
we're
been talking
getting
about
them
these,
out, and we're getting them
doing
out
these
fast,
things
and
for a
we're
long
making
time now.
America safe again. Great again, but we're making America safe again. And it's an honor to do it. But this is something, this is an unforced error. What they've done is this is just an unforced error. So I'm going to ask Howard to speak. Howard's done a fantastic job, as you know, Secretary of Commerce. And I'm going to ask Howard and Will. Will, could you just give a quick description of what we're doing and what we're signing, et cetera? And
yes, sir.
I will do that. Go ahead.
We have two items for your attention today, sir. A major focus of your administration has been shifting the conversation and shifting the policy dynamics around the issue of immigration, closing the border, preventing illegal immigration, but also, as is the case with the executive order in front of you, opening new pathways for truly extraordinary people to come
on the big
contribute
screen
to America instead of taking away from it. So this executive order is entitled the Gold Card. It will set up a new pathway, a new visa pathway for foreigners of extraordinary ability who are committed to supporting the United States for a payment of $1 million to the U.S. Treasury, or if a corporation is sponsoring them, $2 million by that corporation.
Okay, so it's $1 million if it's coming from an individual's bank account, but if a corporation is sponsoring a person to come here, it's $2 million.
And that will give them access to expedited visa treatment as part of this new Gold Card program.
Expedited visa treatment. Now, I wonder what expedited means. How fast are we talking? Are we talking a month? Are we talking 2 months? Are we talking a few weeks? Like, what does that look like, I wonder?
And one of the biggest problems we have is that people, they go to the best schools and they do great and they get great marks, and then they're thrown out of the country. You're not allowed to stay. This way, a corporation will be able, sort of like a signing bonus in baseball or football, a corporation will be able to get them to stay in the country. And I think it's going to be tremendously successful. Howard, would you say a few words about it, please?
Sure. So historically, the employment-based green card program let in 281,000 people a year. And those people, on average, earned $66,000 a year on average, and they were 5 times more likely to go on assistance programs of the government. So we were taking in the bottom quartile, below the average American. It was illogical. The only country in the world that was taking in the bottom quartile. So what we are doing now is we are going to stop doing that. We're going to only take extraordinary people at the very top. Instead of people trying to take the jobs from Americans, they're going to create businesses and create jobs for Americans. And this program will raise more than $100 billion for the Treasury of the United States of America.
Which we'll use for
Over
cutting
what time?
taxes and paying down debt. We think it's going to be very successful. Essentially, we're having people come in, people that, in many cases, I guess, are very successful or whatever, and they're coming in. They're going to spend
Gotta be a
lot of money to come in. They're going to
just
pay
for the
as opposed to
ultra-rich.
walking over the borders, and they may come from jails, prisons, and everything else. These people don't. They're very productive people. And they're going to pay $1 million. A corporation's going to pay $2 million.
Yeah, I mean, rich people have that kind of crazy money where they can spend it and then just basically get expedited visas, which is, I mean, yeah, we're going to see. We're going to see. You think that we're going to have a lot of Saudis here who are on diplomatic visas flood into the States? I don't know. I mean, there could be people from all over the world that are just like very wealthy, or corporations that want to send people here to get their visas too. I don't know.
And it's going to raise billions of dollars, billions.
But I want to know how they're going to raise $100 billion over like what period of time, measured what period of time are they talking about? I wonder. I'd be kind of curious.
Billions of dollars, which is going to go to reduce taxes, pay off debt, and other good things. So I think it's going to be very successful.
Mr. President,
What?
Are the big techs on board with this decision?
What's going to, well, I wish you'd speak more clearly, I really do. Give it to me again.
Are the big techs, the CEOs on board with this decision?
Big techs?
Tech companies. Big tech companies.
Yeah, big tech. Yeah, big tech. It's every company. It's big tech. It's big tech. It's big everything.
Yeah,
Okay.
the CEOs
It's
of
a company. I
Unilever
said
have
it's not a tech company. It's tech companies and everything else. It's companies having a hard time getting people to be able to stay in the country. It's very difficult. Now, if you want to walk through the border, you can have no problem. People say, well, the best way to come in is walk right through the border, but they can't do that anymore because under our administration, the border is totally closed. You can only come in if you come in legally, and that's the way it's been, and that's the way it should be. And we're taking a lot of people out of the country that are here from prisons, from jails, from mental institutions, and even insane asylums. People
I want no
crazy.
taxes if they do
We're
this.
taking them out of the country.
Yeah,
We're
that
getting
sounds
them out
nice.
of the country because you can't have a country like that. And
And bringing in people from other
Christie
countries to
and
create American
Tom
jobs to
Holden
lower
and
taxes
all
and
of the
debt
people
sounds
that have
smart,
worked so
but I don't
hard on
know.
this, they've done an unbelievable job.
Probably
And,
encourage a lot of
really good
tax-free
work.
rules
People
for
feel safe.
everything investments, research.
Washington, D.C. is just the beginning.
Your mountain
Other-
retreat just
we
went up
brought
in price
the
by
numbers down in
100%, yeah.
Chicago a little bit by having the FBI in there for
Yeah.
the last 5 months. We brought the
I am
numbers down in Memphis
far
a
too
little
poor
bit, but now we're going for the
that,
big
but-
one. Now we're going to go for the big one. But we set ourselves up very well in Chicago, Memphis, New Orleans a little bit, going in early just to see what was happening. We study it. We're studying the site. It's sort of like war. I mean, I hate to tell you, it's like war. Some of these people are really bad. They're really, really sick people. They're dangerous people. They're killers. They're murderers, drug dealers, and you can't have it. You can't have a country like that.
I got
It's
some
so beautiful
extra
to see
room in my
Washington,
cardboard
D.C.
box.
that people are walking down the middle of the street.
Thanks, man.
And they're going to
Appreciate
restaurants,
that.
and you are too.
Thanks.
And half of you were mugged. I mean, I don't know if she's here now. I don't see her, but some people were badly mugged that were reporters. 2 of the people right standing in the back of the room were mugged, and
Jesus.
they're not going to have that anymore. And if you look at the crime stats in Washington, D.C., you have a safe place again. They were afraid to go to a restaurant because the restaurant would be
The
held up
giant
while
gray
they're having
floaty
dinner.
thing.
And so they'd be mugged going there, and assuming they escaped the mugging, they go to the restaurant and then they're held up.
That's a good point. UFC, Dana White might have had some involvement with this. That's possible. He may have been like, hey, this could help us get fighters from foreign countries in here much quicker because they have money and they can come in here. Yeah, that's possible. I don't know. I don't know if he had any involvement with it or not, but definitely going to expedite the process of getting wealthy fighters in here if they're just like filthy rich, but they're coming from other countries.
Bad it's been. Yeah.
Follow up on the visa question. I think this may be the next thing that you're signing, but for the H-1B visa action that
Yeah,
you're
that's going to be next. We'll talk about that.
You're very close to the technology
Yeah.
CEOs. Are they concerned about that?
I think they're going to be very happy. Everyone's going to be happy. And we're going to be able to keep people in our country that are going to be very productive people. And in many
Imagine
cases,
20
these companies
billionaires
pay a
from
lot of money.
overseas make a resort in America
very
that they
happy about it.
only stay at
Okay, we'll
half
talk
the year.
about
The
that
other
next,
half the
all right.
year, regular people can vacation
Okay.
for next to nothing. Interesting. As long as they don't drive the cost of real estate up where I want to live.
My friend, why don't you keep that, okay?
Thank you.
That's such a good job. Okay. That's phase 1. John, are you happy? Thank you.
John, you happy? Jesus.
Thank you, Mr. President. One of the most abused visa systems in our current immigration system has been the H-1B non-immigrant visa program. This is supposed to allow highly skilled laborers who work in fields that Americans don't work in to come into the United States of America. What this
H-1B.
proclamation will do is raise the fee that companies pay to sponsor H-1B applicants to $100,000. This will ensure that the people they're bringing in are actually very highly skilled and that they're not replaceable by American workers. So it'll protect American workers, but ensure that companies have a pathway to hire truly extraordinary people and bring them to the United States.
$100,000.
We need workers. We need great workers. And this pretty much
Interesting.
ensures that that's what's going to happen.
Dubai
I think,
2.0.
Sean, do you agree with that?
Well, they're $100,000 per year.
Per year.
So the whole idea is no more will these big tech companies or other big companies train foreign workers. They have to pay the government $100,000, then they have to pay the employee. So it's just not economic. If you're going to train somebody, you're going to train one of the recent graduates from one of the great universities across our land, train Americans, stop bringing in people to take our jobs. That's the policy here, $100,000 a year for H-1B visas, and all of the big companies are on board. We've spoken to them about the gold card.
They
and
love it.
this.
They love it. They really love it. They need it. Go ahead,
Interesting.
Mr. President, it seems like there's two categories of visa programs. The H-1B, that a lot of people believe take American jobs, and then the gold card and programs like EB-5 that add value and jobs to America. Is that sort of how you look at the visa program?
Well, ideally, look, if somebody's got the people, they're not going to want to spend $100,000 as an example on your second category. So it's not taking jobs. And we need certain jobs. We need certain skill jobs that we don't have. But they won't be taking jobs because, you know, ideally the people aren't going to want to, they're not going to
investing in America.
Right, that's right.
So that's what I'm asking.
They're really investing in
It seems like
America.
you have two categories. One, the Secretary left the gold card and EB-5 that create jobs, add investment, and then there's other ones that seem to take, you know, whether it's a J-1 and O or an H-1B that take U.S. jobs.
Yeah, it's pretty correct. I mean, I would say that's a correct assessment. But the main thing is
Lots
we're
of
gonna have
tech
great
guys
people
can't find
coming in, and
jobs.
They're going to be paying. I mean, it's
Yeah.
wonderful to say, oh, gee, this is. We took in 25 million people. That look. Many criminals, jails were open from Venezuela, from many other countries, and they were let out of jail.
Imagine if we had
And
this before the
poured into our
Hyundai
country.
raid.
Our poor country, how it suffered with this.
yeah.
Stupid president that we have, and the stupid
Yeah, the
people
Hyundai
that
raid.
surrounded him right around this desk. These liberal, crazy people.
Got
Could have
him.
destroyed-
Yeah.
They could have destroyed. If we didn't win this election,
That was
our
a very
country would have been dead.
Strange one.
Our
Yeah, the
country
Hyundai
was
raid,
dead.
most of the
And
workers
I've
were
said
South
this, man,
Korean.
The king of Saudi Arabia said, "Your country was dead 1 year."
And
thought
they
it
were
was
probably
dead.
like
This country couldn't have survived another year of
educated,
those people running it.
I would imagine.
And now we have the hottest country anywhere in the world. Think of that. And this is going to help. And we're taking in
How many
hundreds
ideas?
of billions of
I'm
dollars.
imagining
This
how
will
many
be taken
ideas
in.
couldn't be done in
Gold
other
card
countries
will
but
be
could be
taken in
done here.
hundreds
How
of
many
billions of
entrepreneurs
dollars.
from like Mali,
And
South
companies
Africa,
will be able
Indonesia
to
wanted
keep
to
some
make them
people that they
parks
need. You
or
know, they
insurance
need
firms but
people
couldn't
of
because their home countries were too
expertise,
corrupt
great
or
expertise.
unstable.
And it's good. I think it's
Happy
gonna be a
trails to
fantastic
you.
thing. And
What's
we're
up,
gonna
bro?
take that money
Welcome-
and we're going to
welcome in.
reduce taxes. We're going to reduce debt. We have a very, very strong country. We assuming everything works out great with the
Builds our
lawsuit
carriers
that
and
we
subs
have.
are
We have a
looking to
lawsuit
cut
that's
more
inspired
qualified
by
personnel.
Foreign countries that ripped us off for
I'd have to
25
see.
years. But assuming we win that, we hopefully win it in
I'd
the
be
Supreme
curious.
Court of the United States. We have a country that no stopping us. There's no. We're rich. We'll be rich. We can take care of poor people. We can take care
Thanks
of our
for joining
military.
us. Happy
We can
trails.
Take care of everything. We can take care of beyond the country. We can help take care of the world. That we don't. It would just be the same struggle that we've had for years, where other countries charged us tariffs, and they ripped us off. Our country has been ripped off more than any country in the history of the world. And
That's
now
probably true, to be fair.
we're doing
Because
the-
they knew
what we
that's
have
the
to
thing.
do.
The thing.
We
The
take
thing
it-
I think of is when other countries think of America, they think they've got a lot of money. They got a lot of money there. We can charge them extra because they can afford to pay it. And that's I do think we were probably getting ripped off. And that's just not just because he's saying it. Like there's probably a good chance we were overpaying for a lot of things. I know of a few examples right off the top of my head, just like basic supplies of stuff because they're like, we know the Americans are going to pay for it because they need it. They need it for something. So let's charge them an exorbitant fee because we know they're going to pay it, you know? So
in billions and billions of dollars at levels that nobody has ever seen, trillions of dollars. And we're using it to reduce
we need to pass
debt.
laws for the
We're using it to
H-1Bs and make it
reduce
permanent.
taxes.
Yeah, I think so.
The great big beautiful bill is a big tax reduction. It's being paid for by the tariffs, and people are paying a lot less money in taxes. They're being, think of it, no tax
It's a
on
circle
tips,
again. They
no
did it
tax on
before
Social Security,
COVID.
no tax on overtime.
They try to blame COVID
It's
for the Kennedy being
unbelievable
behind schedule.
phenomena. It really is. It's the golden age.
Okay.
We're making it the golden age. Without the tariffs, it would be impossible. And China, for
75% of
years,
your
charged us
workforce doesn't have
tariffs.
the knowledge and experience anymore.
Continue to do it, and so do other countries. Most countries, they charge us.
Yeah, we
a
gotta
ribbon.
figure
Look,
the
European
shipbuilding
Union, as you
repair
know, I get along
thing
very well with
out.
them.
We need to figure it the hell
But
out.
they ripped us off so badly. Nobody's ever seen anything. Now, the European Union is paying us $950 billion, and they're paying us $750 billion to buy our energy, and they're okay
God,
with it. They signed the agreement.
$750
You know, it's not like
billion.
anybody forced them to do it. They're okay with us. Tariffs are making our country
I know some
very rich
Koreans.
again, and we'll be
I know
able to
some
take care
Koreans
of our
too.
debt. We'll be
Very
able
nice
to take
people.
care of our taxes, lower taxes. We'll be able to take
I've
care
been
of
to Korea.
Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security. We're going to be a rich country again. Without tariffs, we'd be in very big trouble.
I'm in the mood for Korean barbecue. Korean barbecue slaps. It's super good.
Does this apply to them or to renewals, or does it only apply to people
But I'm
applying
Korean.
for the first time?
Are you PBJ Nom Nom?
Renewals, first times, the company needs to decide.
So if you're
do they
Korean
want,
and you
is
make
that
barbecue,
person
is that not
valuable
Korean
enough
barbecue?
to have a $100,000 a year payment to the government, or they should head home and they should go hire an American. The whole idea, it's annual, and it's for total, it can be a total of 6 years. So $100,000 a year, so either the person is very valuable to the company and America, or they're going to depart.
Korean
and the
galbi
company's
last
gonna
week,
hire an
probably
American,
good.
And that's the point of immigration. Hire Americans and make sure the people coming in are the top people.
The cream of the crop.
Stop the nonsense of letting people just
The
come
creme
into
de
this
la
country
creme.
on these visas that were given away for free. President is crystal clear.
Stereo mic.
Valuable
We do be
people
yapping
only for
on this
America.
channel.
Stop the nonsense.
And remember,
It's true, but not
the
excuses
country-
your arrogance, as I earn 10 times
To America.
the
than
country would
you in my
rather
country
not
for
have to
same
pay
job attitude.
$100,000. But
What do you do for work,
they'd rather
Severial?
have you do
You
that
probably
than
do
hire
earn more than me.
So there's an incentive. to
There's also
hire
the amount of electric power
But
needed
there
for all
may be
these projects. My last
instances
school
where
paper
it's
was on
better off
AI's
doing
high
it
energy
through
costs.
expertise or whatever it may be.
We need
But
nuclear
they're both
power.
Unbelievable.
That's what we need.
Whether it's a gold card or
We need
or
nuclear
anything else
power.
that we talked about today, and that includes.
I want barbecue
talking
chickens.
about freedom of speech. because our
Chickens made
country
of barbecue.
has been
Sound it
decimated
louder.
by bad people.
Yeah, we need
very bad
nuclear
people,
power
people
here,
that
bro.
Love crime. They love crime.
Yep.
Explain it to me. They don't
We need
wanna
nuclear
have
power, and we
our
need it
military
now.
Go in and save lives. But when you go and ask the people,
You want
do
AI?
you mind having the
Good.
National Guard
We need
come in
nuclear
and
power.
Med safety. They look at the questioner like, what's wrong? What kind of a stupid question is that? Of course they do.
Yeah.
We wanna have-
Nuclear
we're gonna have a
power
safe
can
country
create.
again.
Yeah, it's proven to
We're
be
not gonna have
safe.
people
It's
shot.
also
11
the
people
best.
shot.
Produces the
Think of
most
it.
with the
In
least amount of
Chicago,
space.
Over a period of 6 or 7 weeks, 55 people were murdered. And then you have a governor saying how wonderful it is.
That being
It's
said,
not
I do
wonderful.
want
It's
solar
very
at my
unsafe.
house.
There's not a place in the world. You go outside. you
Solar
go to
for your home,
Afghanistan, you go to
nuclear for your
different places
city.
all over the world that you hear about.
Everybody
It's 20%
wins.
of what's happening in places like Chicago. And you think of them as unsafe. Mexico City. Mexico City. It's a
Only
tough
20 years
place,
away.
dangerous
Some will
place.
understand that joke.
The crime rate is lower. Think of it. What's happening to our country?
How do
we're
we
not
make it
gonna let
happen?
And I
Call
think
your
I got elected
congressman.
largely
That's how
for
you.
that
That's how you
reason.
make it happen.
So we're going to have a safe country again. We're going to have a great country again. We're doing unbelievably. We have the highest stock market in history. We have the most investment we've ever had, ever.
On
as a
campus,
country coming
nice.
in.
Texas A&M.
And,
Let's
it's
go.
very simple. You know, they said, how'd you get elected? I got elected because I'm going to make America great again. That's what we're doing. We're making America great again. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Thanks guys. I love you right there.
Thank you very much.
Guys. Thank you.
Get out. Everybody get out. Everybody get out of here. Get out of here.